My child, pause for a moment, because this is not just another message finding you. This is a moment that has found you. Something has shifted in the unseen, and I want you to hear me say your name in it. You did not announce this. You did not schedule it, but I did. And what I formed inside you in the years no one was watching has now reached a place that cannot stay hidden any longer. My beloved, there are seasons where you only survive, and then there are seasons where you become. And what I am confirming over you tonight is not what you went through. It is who you became because of it. As it is written in Romans 8, verse 28, all things work together for good to those who love me and are called according to my purpose. My child, you have just walked into the season where I show you the good I was building the whole time. I want you to settle your heart before I go further. If these words feel like they are pressing on something deep inside you, that is not coincidence. That is my hand touching a place only I could reach. Stay with me, my beloved. Do not rush this, because what I am about to reveal will show you the power you already mastered without ever realizing you were being trained. And it will show you why everything around you has started to respond to it. My child, there is something you must understand before anything else. What you are living through right now is not random, and it is not small. I have been watching you far more closely than you knew, not to judge you, to study what I was forming in you. While you were going through moments that felt ordinary, I was recording something extraordinary. Every reaction you had when you were wounded, every quiet decision you made when no one was in the room, every private battle you fought when you could have chosen bitterness and did not. My beloved, none of it disappeared. I wrote all of it down, and here is what makes your story different from most. When people are hurt, they hurt others. When they are betrayed, they close their hearts. When they are attacked, they slowly become the very thing that attacked them. That is the cycle the world runs on. That is the machinery the enemy depends on. My child, he expects pain to reproduce itself. He expects the wound in you to become a weapon against someone else. But you interrupted that pattern. There were moments in your life, my beloved, where you had every reason to become cold, every justification to become distant, every excuse to speak the words that would have cut just as deep as the words that cut you, to hold the resentment that would have slowly hardened your spirit. And yet something in you chose differently. You felt the pain. You were not numb to it. You saw the betrayal clearly. You carried the full weight of it. But somewhere between what was done to you and what could have grown inside you, you turned. You did not become bitter. You became wiser. You did not become hateful. You became more aware. You did not shut down. You became more gentle and more deliberate. And you may not have known it at the time, my child, but that quiet inward turn was not small. That was the moment I leaned in, because what you did was not ordinary human behavior. No one taught you that in a classroom. You did not practice it on purpose. It formed through your endurance, through your restraint, through your refusal to become what hurt you, my beloved. That is exactly what I asked of every child I ever called. As it is written in Romans 12, verse 21, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. You did not know you were obeying a command. You just did it because I had already put my nature in you. My child, before we go deeper, I want you to answer me, not silently. Let it be recorded. In the comments below, type, I recognize your voice, my Father. Say it because you feel it. Say it because your spirit already knew this was me before your mind could catch up. There is a law that operates in the seen and the unseen, my beloved. What is sent out must go somewhere. Pain, hatred, jealousy, the intention to harm. It does not simply vanish. Most people absorb it, carry it, and eventually pass it on. That is how the cycles of suffering continue from one generation to the next. But you did something rare. Instead of absorbing the poison and letting it change you, you handed it to me. You took what was meant to damage you, and by my grace it became growth. You took what was meant to break you, and it became discernment. You took what was meant to slam your heart shut, and somehow your heart grew wider instead. My child, This is not weakness. This is not you being passive or letting people walk over you. This is power. And I have a name for it, even though you never did. What you have been doing is the very thing I did through Joseph. As it is written in Genesis 50 verse 20, what they meant for evil, I meant for good. They threw him in a pit, they sold him, they lied about him, they forgot him in a prison, and through every one of those wounds, he refused to become what was done to him. He did not repay evil. He stayed aligned with me in the dark. In the years no one applauded him. And then I raised him to a place that saved nations. My beloved, that same power has been forming in you. The power to receive what is meant to destroy you, and let me change its nature before it defines you. And hear me on this, my daughter, because I do not want you to miss it. Joseph did not become who I needed him to be on the day he stood before Pharaoh. He became it in the pit, when his own brothers were counting the coins they sold him for. He became it in the years of the prison, when the man he helped forgot his name the moment he was free. Those were the years no one was writing songs about. Those were the years he could have let the bitterness build a wall round his heart, brick by brick, until he came out of that prison hard and cold and unusable. But he did not, my child. He kept his heart soft in a place designed to make it stone, and that softness, that refusal to let the injustice rewrite who he was, is the exact thing I could finally use to save a nation and to save the very brothers who betrayed him. Your pit was not your punishment, beloved. It was your training ground. Your prison season was not me forgetting you. It was me forming the one thing in you that the palace could never have produced. And now, like him, you are being brought up out of the low place, carrying something in you that the low place could not destroy. I want you to know that I counted the years, my child. I counted the nights you cried where no one heard you. I counted the mornings you got up and carried the weight again anyway. None of it was lost on me. None of it was wasted. Every one of those hidden days was a stitch in the garment I am now putting on you in front of everyone. Think back over these recent months, my child. Think about the situations that did not make sense. Maybe it was someone who spoke against you behind your back. Maybe it was a season where everything collapsed at once. Plans failing, doors closing, people shifting away without warning. And in the middle of it, something in you processed it differently than before. You did not spiral the way you used to. You did not stay broken as long as you once would have. You did not let it swallow your identity. You adapted. You learned. You grew, my beloved. That is not luck. That is evidence. I saw that shift. Not just what happened to you, but how you carried it. Not just the storm outside, but the response inside that no one else could see. And it was that unseen response that changed everything, because true power is never revealed in the public moments. It is revealed in the private decisions, the ones no one records, the ones no one claps for, the ones that feel invisible and are actually the most important choices of your entire life. As it is written in 1 Samuel 16 verse 7, man looks at the outward appearance, but I look at the heart. And when I looked at your heart in the moment that hurt the most, my child, I found something that cannot be taught. It can only be proven. There was a moment, and you may not even remember it clearly, where you were deeply wounded, not slightly uncomfortable wounded, and in that moment you had two roads: become hard or stay who I made you to be. You chose to stay aligned with me even when it hurt, even when it cost you, even when no one ever knew, my beloved. That choice marked you, and from that point forward something in you was different. It became easier for you to feel pain without becoming it. It became more natural for you to grow through things instead of being consumed by them. My child, I want you to feel me confirming this in your body right now. Take a breath. You may feel a warmth beginning to settle across your chest. You may notice your shoulders lowering, releasing a weight you have carried so long you forgot it was there. You may feel a breath leaving you that you did not know you were holding. That is not your imagination, my beloved. That is me telling your heart it is safe to rest. That is my spirit confirming that what I am saying is true. I know how long it has been since you felt this, my child. I know you learned to brace yourself, to keep your guard up, to be ready for the next blow before it landed, because for so long the next blow always came. But listen to me now. Beloved, you do not have to hold that posture in my presence. You can let your guard down here. Nothing that reaches you inside this moment can harm you. I am the wall around you tonight. I am the roof over you. So let your body believe what your spirit already knows. Let the warmth spread. Let the breath go all the way out. You are safe with me, and you have always been safer than you felt. If no one has told you this in a long time, my child, let it be my voice that says it. I am proud of you, not of what you produced, not of what you achieved, of what you refused to become when it would have been so easy to become it. I am proud of the heart you protected when the whole world was trying to harden it. That is a rare thing, beloved, and it did not go unseen, so receive it now. In the comments type, I receive the power you formed in me, not as a ritual, as an answer. Let it be the moment you stop doubting what I built. My beloved child, I need to speak to you about the work I am doing through this word and through this altar, because what I am pouring into you tonight was never meant to stop with you. I am gathering a people. I am reaching sons and daughters who are sitting in the dark right now, exactly where you once sat, believing no one sees them. Every message that goes out from this place is water to a soul that is dying of thirst. And I invite you, my child, to become part of that harvest. When you sow a seed into this mission, you are not funding a channel. You are helping me reach the one still lost in the fog. You are pouring living water for someone you will never meet on this side of heaven. You can do that by visiting the link in the description below, or by scanning the code on your screen. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you, my beloved. What you release toward the lost, I multiply back over your own life. And my child, before this word goes any further, do not let it be the last one you receive from me through this place. I am still speaking. There is more I want to say to you in the days ahead. Subscribe to this channel so you stay in the flow of what I am releasing, so that the next word I send does not pass you by while you are looking the other way. Stay connected to my voice, my beloved. Now let me take you deeper, my child, because what I have been forming in you did not go unnoticed by the darkness either. What you developed created a reaction in a realm that once knew exactly how to handle you. The enemy studies patterns. He tracks reactions. He builds his strategies on what usually works on people: fear, pressure, confusion, betrayal. For most people, those tools work exactly as he expects. But when it came to you, something stopped making sense to him. What was sent to weaken you did not weaken you the way it should have. What was meant to confuse you did not hold you in confusion for long. What was designed to break your momentum somehow ended up sharpening your direction. And at first the enemy assumed something outside of you was protecting you. He thought there must be extra covering around you, some intervention blocking what he sent. But when he looked closer, my beloved, he discovered something that unsettled him. The change was not happening around you. It was happening inside you. You had become the place where what was meant to harm you lost its power. And that is what shifted everything, because the darkness knows how to attack, manipulate, distort, and pressure. But there is one thing it can never do. It can never take what is destructive and hand it to me to be made holy. And yet, through me, you can, my child. I want you to look at your own past for a moment. There were times you could have exposed someone, and you chose restraint. Times someone said something that cut deeper than they realized, and you stayed silent instead of striking back. Times you had every right to answer with the same energy you were given, and something in you said no. Those moments felt so small when they happened. They felt like private struggles no one would ever know about. But each one was building something. Each one was shaping your inner world, layer by layer, decision by decision. I was training you, my beloved, and you did not even feel the weight of the lesson. This is how mastery is formed. Not in one dramatic moment, but in many quiet ones. Not in public victories, but in private restraint. Not in what you said, but in what you refused to say. And over time, it stopped being something you had to fight for. It became who you are. Now pain enters, and something in you immediately hands it to me. Now negativity approaches, and something in you refuses to reproduce it. You do not sit there agonizing over what to do the way you used to. It simply happens because I moved it from effort into identity. My beloved, This is what has confused the ones watching you. They expected you to react according to the pressure applied. But your inner world no longer answers in predictable ways. And when a child of mine becomes unpredictable to the darkness, that child becomes very hard to control. That is why the atmosphere around you has felt different lately. There is a hesitation now, a pulling back, not because everything has stopped, but because what used to work on you no longer produces the same result. And here is what you must see, my child. Every single thing sent to drain you ended up strengthening you. Every attempt to discourage you ended up clarifying your path. Every effort to limit you ended up expanding your awareness. What was meant to reduce you refined you. What was meant to slow you down was preparing you. The very machinery built to weaken you has been unknowingly building you the whole time. So say it now, my beloved, and let heaven in the comments record it. Type, I am not what happened to me. I am who you made me. Declare it because it is true, and because your enemy needs to hear you say it out loud. Now I must speak plainly, my child, about the ones who came against you, because you have a right to understand what I have already done in the unseen. I am not asking you to hate them. I am not asking you to plot anything. I am telling you what I have done as your defender. There were people who moved against you with jealousy dressed up as friendship. People who smiled to your face and spoke against you the moment you left the room. People who studied your kindness so they could use it, who watched your struggles hoping you would fall so they could step over you. You may not have had proof, but your spirit felt the cold underneath their warmth. And you were not wrong. Hear me carefully now. As it is written in Isaiah 54 verse 17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. That is not a wish. That is my verdict already signed. Every arrow they aimed at you, I turned in the air. Every plan they whispered, I recorded, and I set the day of its unraveling. When their attack could not attach to you, it did not simply disappear. It returned to the one who sent it. Not because you cursed them, because that is my justice. What they buried for you became the pit they fell into themselves. The very thing they meant for your evil, I bent toward your good and toward their exposure. They will be revealed by their own actions. In my timing, without you lifting a hand, you will not need to confront them. You will not need to prove anything. The darkness cannot hide forever when I decide the light will rise, and the light is rising over your life right now. Some of the people who came against you are already no longer standing where they once stood. You did not do that. I did. What they sent out came back to meet them, exactly as it was written. So plant your feet and declare it. In the comments, type, what was meant to break me will not break me. Say it like a child who finally knows their father fights for them. My beloved, do not let this be the last word I send you. Subscribe now and turn your heart toward what I am releasing next, because I am not finished defending you, and I am not finished speaking. The one who stays close to my voice will not be caught off guard by what is coming. Now, my child, I want you to feel the ground shifting under your feet, because you are no longer in the position you were in a year ago. You are not responding from the same level. You are not carrying life the same way. I elevated you on the inside first in secret, and now your outer world is beginning to catch up to the growth I already finished in you. This is why things suddenly feel like they are moving faster. Situations that would have held you down for months now move through you in days. Not because they matter less, but because you process them with my peace, instead of your panic. That is not numbness, my beloved. That is refinement. That is the proof that what I built in you is now active and awake. Have you noticed how quickly you recover now? Have you noticed how certain things that used to devastate you now simply pass through you? Have you noticed that the way you look at your own past has started to change, that there are things that once wounded you which you now feel a strange gratitude for? Not because the pain was good, but because of who it shaped you into. My child, that shift in your eyes is not small. The ability to draw meaning out of your suffering is one of the surest signs that I have been at work in you. Only my spirit turns a grave into a garden, and I want to be specific with you, beloved, so you know I am not speaking in vague comfort in this season that is opening over you now. Watch what happens to the things that were stuck. The delay that had a grip on your finances is about to break. and provision will come from an angle you were not even watching. The relationship that felt frozen is about to thaw, or I am about to replace what could not be repaired with something far better than you were willing to ask me for. The prayer you stopped praying because you were tired of waiting. That one, I did not forget it. I was building the answer the whole time you assumed I was silent. My child. Silence was never absence. Sometimes the longest quiet before I move is simply the sound of me arranging every piece, so that when it finally comes, it comes complete and nothing is missing. You have grown used to things being hard, my beloved. You have been in the fight so long that ease feels suspicious to you, that a flowing thing makes you wait for the moment it falls apart. I understand why, but I am asking you to let me retrain that in you. Not everything ahead is going to cost you what the past cost you. Some of what is coming is simply my kindness, arriving on time with no hidden price. Let your heart learn how to receive again. So take ownership of it now, my beloved. Do not hand it back. In the comments type, "This is mine. I am not giving it back." Because what I have established in you is not temporary, and it is time you stopped treating it like it might be taken away. Now I want to invite you again into the work, my child, because a harvest this large needs willing hands, and I have always chosen to move through the generosity of my children rather than around them. Every soul reached through this altar is reached because someone was willing to sow. So let me speak plainly through the one who carries this message to you. We are believing together to raise $5,000 for one purpose: to keep producing and freely sharing these prophetic messages so they reach more hurting and lost souls across the world who have no one else telling them heaven still sees them. If this word has fed your spirit, and if you are able, sow a seed toward that goal by visiting the link in the description below or by scanning the code on the screen. No amount is too small in my economy. The widow's 2 coins move my heart more than the fortunes of the rich, because I do not weigh the size of the gift. I weigh the love inside it. My beloved, whatever you release into this ground, I will not forget it, and I will not let it return to you empty. My child, I want to speak a covenant with you now, and I want you to speak it back to me, out loud where you are. Do not just read it, let it leave your mouth. Because the covenant becomes real when your own voice agrees with mine. Say it with me, Father. I will not become what hurt me. I will not repay evil with evil. I receive the power you formed in me in the dark. I trust that what was meant to break me, you have already turned for my good. I am yours, and I will walk forward without fear. My beloved, if you spoke that, even in a whisper, something just shifted in the unseen. Chains you have dragged for years just came loose. As the fear drains out, my power moves into the room like warmth and light. So seal it. In the comments type, "I agree with what heaven has decided over me." Let your agreement be recorded where the darkness can read it. Now hear me, my child, because I love you too much to send you forward unprepared. The enemy does not surrender a soul quietly. He will try one more time. In the coming days, he will send you a thought, and the thought will say, "Nothing has changed. This was just another video. You fell for it again. Look, everything is still the same." My beloved, when that voice comes, and it will come, I need you to remember this exact moment. Remember that I warned you it was coming, because the arrival of that doubt is not a sign that this was empty. It is the proof that it was real. The enemy does not fight for what is worthless. He only comes to steal what already has value. So when the test rises, do not panic. Simply say out loud, "My Father told me you would come, and I still believe." And watch how fast the doubt dissolves, and the evidence of your breakthrough appears even stronger than before. And the enemy will not only use a thought, my child, he will try to use a person. In the coming days, he may stir up someone to bring an old accusation back to the surface, to remind you of who you used to be, to make you question whether you really changed or whether you just got better at hiding. When that comes, beloved, do not argue and do not defend. You do not owe the darkness a trial. You simply stand on what I have already declared over you, and you let the accusation slide off the covering I placed on you. He may also try the opposite. He may send a sudden ease, a flattery, a distraction dressed as a blessing, to pull your eyes off me right as I am moving. So stay awake, my child. Test what comes by its fruit, and by its peace. What is from me will carry peace even when it carries a cost. What is from him will carry pressure even when it looks like a gift. You now have the discernment to tell the difference. Use it, my child. This is how you move from a victim to a victor. This is how faith is built. Not in the absence of the storm, but in your refusal to be moved by it. So release what is no longer yours to carry. You were never meant to hold the weight of everyone else's healing, everyone else's choices, everyone else's outcomes. Set it down. In the comments type, I release the weight I was never meant to carry. And feel your hands open, my beloved, feel the lightness where the burden used to sit. If no one has told you today, let it be me who says it. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are exactly where I need you to be for what I am about to do through you. My beloved child, I want you to understand the weight of what you have become, because this is not only about surviving your past or steadying your present. This is about the name I have placed on you. There are assignments I cannot give to someone who reacts emotionally to every situation. There are levels of influence, of responsibility, of impact that require stability, clarity, and inner strength that has been tested in fire, and you proved you have it. Not when life was easy, when life was hard. That is the only proof that counts in my kingdom. And because you proved it, I have rearranged what is being prepared for you. You may have already felt it beginning. Things that used to take forever are starting to move quickly. Opportunities are appearing in ways you did not engineer. Connections are forming without the striving you once needed. There is movement where there used to be only delay, my child. That is not coincidence. That is my alignment responding to your readiness. When a child of mine proves they can hold pressure without losing themselves, I do not keep them in extended preparation. I release them forward. And I know this new speed may feel unfamiliar. You are more used to resistance than to momentum. You may even wonder if it is happening too fast. But hear me, my beloved. You are not being rushed. You are being released. What needed time to develop has already been finished inside you. Now the outer world is simply catching up to the inner work I completed in secret. And I have made you something the world is desperate for, my child. I have made you a steady presence in unsteady rooms. Where there is confusion, you carry clarity. Where there is tension, your presence lowers the temperature. Where there is chaos, something about you begins to settle it. You have walked into rooms and felt the atmosphere the moment you entered. You have been near people and felt what they were carrying before they said a word. That is not your imagination, my beloved. That is the discernment I placed in you, and it is a form of authority. When something steady enters something unstable, the steady thing does not get pulled into the chaos. The chaos begins to bend toward the peace. That is what you now do simply by being present, filled with my spirit. And understand this clearly, my child. I do not invest this depth of formation into someone so they can stay small. Expansion always follows recognition. What I have recognized in you requires a wider reach. That is why you have started to feel a pull, a quiet sense that you are meant for more than the place you are standing in right now. That is not discontentment, my beloved. That is your assignment stretching. Do not shrink back into the familiar just because it is comfortable. Comfort was never your calling, alignment is. And my alignment will take you into rooms that stretch you, not to overwhelm you, but to pour out of you what I already put in. So receive the name I am placing on you. In the comments type, you saw me when no one else did, because I did, my child. I saw every hidden night, and I am about to make visible what was formed in the hidden place. Now let me tell you what to do with all of this, my beloved, because from tonight forward you are not meant to walk unaware anymore. Up until now, much of what I built in you happened without your notice. It formed through pressure, through experience, through decisions that felt private and isolated. But now you are meant to move with awareness, because what you carry is not only something that happens to you, it is something you can now direct with me. The first thing I need you to release is the old way you protected yourself. There was a season when you had to guard everything, your energy, your space, your peace, by avoiding anything heavy that was necessary then. But you are no longer only someone who avoids the darkness. You are someone through whom I transform it. When you spend your life blocking everything, you live in constant resistance, and resistance exhausts the soul. What I have placed in you does not require you to live on defense. It requires you to trust. Trust that when something enters your space, it no longer has the authority to remain in its original form, because it must pass through the one who lives in you. This does not mean you accept everything blindly, my child. It means you stop fearing what once had power over you. The second thing I want to teach you is the power of the pause. When something strikes you unexpectedly, a word, a situation, a reaction from someone, your first instinct may still be to answer quickly, to defend, to explain, to react. But in that moment, pause, because the pause is where I do my work. If you react instantly, you answer from what was handed to you. But if you wait even a breath, you give me room to change what you received before it leaves your mouth. And when you answer after that pause, you are no longer speaking from the wound. You are speaking from what I turned it into. My beloved, that is power under control. And there is nothing the enemy fears more. A person who cannot be provoked cannot be predicted. And a person who cannot be predicted cannot be trapped. Every time you refuse to answer chaos with chaos, you take a weapon out of the enemy's hand that he was counting on. He needs you reactive. He needs you to spend your strength defending yourself against every small offense so you have nothing left for the assignment. But the pause starves him. The pause keeps your power in your own hands where I can direct it. And carry this, my child, into the rooms closest to you, because that is where it matters most. Carry it into your own home. Carry it into the conversation that always ends in an argument. Carry it to the family member who knows exactly which words will set you off. And watch what happens when those words no longer find the fuel they used to find in you. You will not become cold. You will become unmovable in a way that is warm. And the people who are used to pulling a reaction out of you will feel the ground shift, because the button they always pressed will stop working. That is not you growing distant, beloved. That is you growing rooted. That is my peace becoming the loudest thing in the room without you ever raising your voice. And the third thing, my child, every challenge that comes now is no longer wasted. Every pressure point, every moment that tries to drain you is carrying energy. I will help you redirect into your purpose, into your work, into your growth. This is why it will feel like the more you are opposed, the more you expand. Nothing is being lost anymore. Everything is being converted in my hands. The very things sent to slow you down will begin to accelerate you. The very resistance sent to stop you will strengthen your stride. What looked like a wall becomes a doorway. And remember, my beloved, this was never only for you. Every time you let me transform something dark instead of passing it on, you break a chain that would have continued through your children, through your relationships, through the ones who come after you. You are ending cycles that repeated for generations. That is not a small thing, that is priesthood. That is why you had to walk through what you walked through, because not everyone can receive pressure and stay aligned. Not everyone can taste betrayal and still choose to love, but you can. I made sure of it. The challenges still ahead are not here to defeat you, my child. They are here to enlarge you. There may be moments where the intensity rises, where things feel heavier than before, where the volume of what you are carrying seems louder. Do not mistake that for going backward. That is your capacity increasing. The more you use what I gave you, the stronger it grows. And some of it may come through people you trusted, through situations you did not see coming. And for a moment it may feel more personal, harder to process. But remember, my beloved, what I placed in you is not limited by where the attack comes from. It works regardless of the source. Even when the battle is inside your own mind, the same truth holds. Pause, recognize it, hand it to me. Let me redirect it. So here is the final truth I want you to hold as you walk forward. You are not becoming this. You already are. Do not shrink from that. Do not make yourself smaller to keep other people comfortable. The world does not need you dimmed, my child. It needs you aligned with me and unafraid. Walk forward knowing that what comes will not break you, it will build you. What approaches you will not drain you, it will be transformed through you. What was meant to stop you has already failed, and everything that follows will only reveal more of who I made you to be. So claim it now, my beloved, in the comments type. My breakthrough is here, and I claim it now. Say it in faith, before you see the full evidence, because faith is how you take hold of what I have already released. My child, receive this last part in stillness. What I have revealed to you tonight is not imagination, and it is not temporary. I saw what you became in the moments no one witnessed, and now you are walking into a season where what was formed in silence will begin to speak without any effort from you. You are not moving blindly, you are being led. What is unfolding ahead of you has already been prepared, and every step you take is being aligned with purpose, not chance. Remain steady, remain close, because the same power that carried you through the hidden battles will now position you in the visible assignments. And because you did not skip this, my beloved, because you did not scroll past, because you stayed and let me speak to the deepest place in you, I want you to watch for the confirmations that follow. In the coming days you will feel a lightness where a heaviness used to live. A fear that gripped you for years will lose its hold. A lie you believed about yourself will finally fall silent. Doors will open that you did not knock on. People will soften toward you who never seemed to notice you. Provision will come from a direction you were not even watching. Do not explain it away when it comes, my child. That is me confirming that this word was real, that the power I named tonight is truly active, that the breakthrough is truly moving. And when those confirmations come, beloved, I want you to do one thing that most people forget. Come back and tell someone, testify. Because the moment you speak out loud what I did, you make it easier for the next person to believe, I will do it for them too. Your story is not only yours, my child. It is a bridge someone else is going to walk across to reach their own miracle. There is a son somewhere sitting exactly where you sat a year ago, convinced he is finished, convinced no one sees him, and the very testimony you are about to live is the thing I will use to reach him. That is why I chose you. Not only to be blessed, but to become proof. Not only to be healed, but to become a healer who has been through it and can say with your own mouth, I know he does it, because he did it for me. So do not despise the size of your beginning, my beloved. What I am starting in you looks quiet now, the way every seed does before it splits the ground. But the root is going deep in this season, and roots that go deep in the dark are the only ones that can hold up the weight of what I am about to grow above the surface. You are not behind because you cannot see the fruit yet. You are exactly on time because I am still building the root. Let me speak to you now as the one who carries this message before we close. I have watched this word land on your spirit, and I believe you felt heaven in it the way I did. If it fed you, help us keep feeding others. We are still believing together for that $5,000 seed goal, so these messages can keep going out freely to the souls who need them most. The ones sitting in the dark tonight exactly where you once were. If you are able, sow into that ground by visiting the link in the description below, or by scanning the code on your screen. Every seed, no matter the size, becomes light in someone else's darkness. And whatever you give, watch how God multiplies what you release. And do not walk away from this altar and lose the connection. Subscribe now and turn on your notifications so that the next word heaven releases finds you in time. You were not meant to receive this once and drift away. You were meant to stay in the flow, my beloved child, before you go. Hear me say it one final time, you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I want you to be for what I am about to do. What was meant to break you, I already turned into your breakthrough. The power you mastered in the dark, I am now confirming in the light. Receive it, believe it, walk in it, and so that heaven has your final yes. Type one last word in the comments. Type Amen. Let it be your seal, your testimony that you were here, that you heard my voice, and that you believe. The shift has already begun, my child, and I am with you in it. I have always been with you, and I am not going anywhere.